everybody, and welcome to the 100th show of the Celebrity Creators. Hey, Brian, what do you think about that? 100 shows.
Happy anniversary. Oh, wait. No, that's for years. This is 100 shows, a century's worth. Holy smokes. This is awesome. What an accomplishment. Congratulations to you, Kathy.
Congratulations to you as well, Brian. And how exciting, because we've had so many fabulous guests on our show over the past, well, a little over 2 years now.
Yeah.
And one of those amazing guests is back on the show with us tonight.
After a long, dry spell of trying to get this guy back on. But we're so happy because it is the 100th show. And you know what? Because it is, Kathy, I'd like to propose a toast to the Celebrity Creators, soon to be today's leading experts. Let's see. Tink. Cheers.
Tink.
Oh, if only that was vodka. It is water.
Oh, yours isn't?
I love it.
Only me. Well, listen, so we can get started tonight because we are so excited about our special guest. I would like to tell you a little bit about him. And I'm talking about Craig Duswalt. Craig is the creator of the Rockstar System for Success. How to achieve success, rockstar status in your industry. Boy, I'm screwing that up. Sorry about that, Craig. Craig's background, I'm so excited. Craig's background includes touring with Guns N' Roses, and I'm going to ask him something about that tonight. He was Axl Rose's personal manager and Air Supply as the band's personal assistant. Craig was also an award-winning copywriter working as a creative director for a Los Angeles-based ad agency until opening up his own agency, Green Room Designs and Advertising, which was named the 2002 Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Small Business of the Year. Craig combined his backgrounds in both music and marketing and is now a professional speaker and author, and he promotes his Rockstar System for Success all over the country. Brian and I have had the pleasure of attending several of his events, and he teaches entrepreneurs, small businesses, home-based business, and self-employed individuals how to promote themselves. Craig has out-of-the-box thinking like nobody that we have ever met before, and puts on twice a year a 5-day Rockstar Marketing Boot Camp every March and September, and we just had the pleasure of being with him just recently. So without further ado, Brian and I would like to welcome back not only our friend, but our mentor, Craig Duswalt. Craig, we're so excited that you're here with us tonight.
Yay! Happy 100th anniversary show thing. So.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Hi.
I haven't seen you in so long.
It's been like
I
a
know,
month.
and you know, when we talk fondly when we talk about all of your expertise and what you do. You help so many people in so many ways, and we're so grateful not only to have you as a friend, but also as a mentor in helping us in some of our business.
You guys, and just so everyone knows, Brian and Kathy are a huge part of my seminars. They take prize giving to a whole new level, and I truly appreciate everything that you guys have done over the past 47 years. So thank you.
Our pleasure.
Well, let's get her ripping here. This first question I'd like to ask you, Craig, could probably take the entire hour we have, but for those who don't know you, like we know you, because we could probably tell them more than we know you're going to, but would you mind telling our viewers a little bit about your background?
Sure, I would love to, Brian. Thank you so much. So let's see, where do we start? I was born 50 years ago in Long Island, New York. Actually, I was born in Kew Gardens, New York, in Queens, and grew up my whole life in Long Island. Got a job. I went to college at State University of New York at Oswego, Oswego State University, and right out of college, about 2 weeks out of college, I got a job working at the Westbury Music Fair in Long Island, New York. I worked there for about 2 weeks as a runner backstage. And really interesting, on July 20th, coming up this July 20th, we're going to be back in New York, my family and I, and we're going to be home for my dad's 80th birthday.
Wow.
And we're going to have a party,
Yeah.
and my sister's going to fly in from Florida, and we're going to see on July 20th Air Supply at the Westbury Music Fair again, where it all started in 1983. It all
And
started
that
in
was when you
83.
took your mom out to,
Yeah.
because she wanted
Yeah.
to see him, right?
That was it. So I'm going back to where it all started, and I'm going to go. We're all going to. There's like 25 of us are going to go see Air Supply. Air Supply is going to sing "Happy Birthday" to my dad,
Oh,
80th
nice.
birthday, and they're going to
Oh,
bring me
cool.
on stage, and we're going to do this whole thing on stage. So it's going to be kind of cool. So that's July 20th. So if anyone's in Westbury, New York, or near Long Island, July 20th, go see Air Supply. We're going to do a rock star boot camp at the concert.
Now this is not a surprise for your dad, is it?
No. He knows we're going to see Air Supply.
Well, I mean,
There ain't no surprising my dad.
well, thank goodness, because I'm sure that he watches our show each week. So
Every single week. In fact, no, he doesn't even know what a computer is yet. So I don't know. That ain't happening.
We love
So
Anton.
anyway, so I worked at Westbury Music Fair in Long Island, and 2 weeks after I got the job there, just out of college, Air Supply came in and did a show. I worked the show, and to make a really long story short that you've heard 100 times, they asked me to go on the road with them. So I toured with Air Supply for 7 years. And then after that, I became an actor and a screenwriter. I was on, I'll add some stuff that I never gave at the boot camp. I was on General Hospital for a year as an actor, and I also won a screenwriting fellowship. I was a screenwriter back then, and I won a screenwriting fellowship with Steven Spielberg. I was one of 10 scripts chosen out of like 4,000 scripts in, I think it was 1980 something. So I did that for a while. I had a couple of scripts optioned, but nothing ever got made. And after that, the security guard for Air Supply became the manager of Guns N' Roses, and he says, "Craig, are you ready to go back on the road?" And I said, "Yeah, my acting career is not really doing much. General Hospital's good, but you know, I'm not making blockbuster films yet." So I went on the road with Guns N' Roses as Axl's personal assistant first. The personal manager for Axl quit after about a month I was on the road. So then I became his personal manager for 4 years and toured during the Use Your Illusion World Tour in early 1990s. Did that for 4 years. After Guns N' Roses, I went back to my roots, and I got a marketing job. I was a copywriter for an ad agency in Los Angeles, then became a senior copywriter, then associate creative director, and then creative director. Then I went to a Tony Robbins seminar, and he said to go home and quit your job and start your own business. So I quit my job and started my own advertising agency, did that for a while. My wife started a modeling agency, so she did that for a while, and she still does that. And then back in 2008, I think it's 2008, went to a seminar with James Malinchak. I did I just happened to be there by accident, sat in the back of the room, wasn't even supposed to be at the seminar, ended up staying for the whole 4 days, and I became a speaker that day. And when I went to as a speaker, author, and the rest is history, as they say. So I've been speaking now about 4 years and doing these rockstar marketing boot camps, which I have a feeling we'll talk about every March and September in Los Angeles. And I have been very, very blessed in the speaker world. And things happen very, very fast.
I'll tell you what, and we do have a lot of new folks that come on every week, Craig. So maybe you can enlighten those that are not familiar with your Rockstar System for Success boot camps and tell them a little bit about what all happens and what it's about.
What it is. So, so I started. I was when I went to that seminar and became a speaker that day. I said, I'm going to be a speaker. I'm going to be an author. I'm going to write some books. I was going to save people a ton of money on marketing and advertising. I was going to tell them you could save, like I used to charge $10,000 to design a flyer, and for one flyer, it's crazy. Now you could get, go to elance.com and get someone to design it for $25. So it's a little bit different. But back then in 2008, I was going to teach people how to save a ton of money on marketing and advertising. I wanted to teach marketing, and I wanted to teach some tricks that I learned being a creative director. So I did that and became America's shoestring budget coach. And that's what I was going to do. I was going to teach people how to save money by living on a shoestring budget. And that was really good. And it started going great, but I felt weird. I was wearing a suit and tie on stage, and I just felt very stiff when I was speaking because it wasn't my element. So I did that for about 6 months. And then I went to a mastermind meeting. And at the mastermind meetings, everyone was like, all right, we like the shoestring budget thing. It's kind of cool, but why don't you incorporate your background as a marketing guy and I mean, as a guy that toured with Guns N' Roses and Air Supply, and incorporate music in your brand? And it's really interesting because I'm the marketing expert, but I couldn't see what was right in front of me. Like, of course I should do that. Now I look back on it, duh, why didn't you do that right away? But I couldn't see it. So that's why I believe people need mentors and mastermind groups all the time that we're all in. And I just think it's very, very important when you do that, because then you can see what other people are seeing about you, and then that's how you shine, that's how you find your brand. So I went to this mastermind meeting. Everyone's like, no, a shoestring budget, no, not so good. So I went upstairs and I said, all right, how can I incorporate music into my brand? And I came back down the next day of the mastermind, and it was called the Rockstar System for Success: How to Achieve Rockstar Status in Your Industry. And basically what I do is I teach people how to become rock stars in their industry by standing out from the competition, by doing things the way rock stars would do things on the road. So I learned a lot of things with Guns N' Roses, with Air Supply, how to do things a little differently, some legal, some illegal, but how to do things differently, how to attract a lot of people to your audience, how to get butts in the seats for seminars, and how to market and stand out from the competition. So I basically teach entrepreneurs how to stand out from the competition by thinking outside the box and doing things differently than everybody else. It's gone pretty good.
Well, talking about all the music, what is that you have hanging on the wall behind you?
Oh, I don't even want to think about that thing.
That's a TV. That's a TV.
No, I can't see your TV. No, I see the TV, but I can't tell it's on. I'm talking about, it looks like an award or records or something.
I'll go get it.
Okay.
That. It's very impressive.
I have.
Good. I mean, it is. I don't have my glasses on. I want to see it up close.
This is my Guns N' Roses Platinum album. It's a double platinum. Now you'll see down here, right down here, the little thingy fell out. So I got to put that back there. So, but this was awarded to me. It's their selling 3 million albums. And if you can see it, it says right there. Is it backwards, or can you see it?
No, we can see it. Presented to Craig Duswalt to commemorate the sale of Morgan.
Craig Duswalt for the sale of all those records. So it's kind of cool. So I take this with me wherever I go, and Brian sometimes is my security man for this poster. He never lets it out of his sight.
That gives me nightmares.
So this guy. And then this is my, hold on, I'm coming back.
They can still see you.
This is cool. This was the Rolling Stone magazine of Guns N' Roses when I was on tour with them. That's kind of cool.
Very cool.
And that's it. All right, see you guys later.
Yeah, good show. Thanks.
Come on, get back here. Get back here.
Hey, I just want to show everyone how clean my office is, because I got rid of the clutter. The idea is to get rid of the clutter, right?
Well, I got to tell you.
What the heck was up with Axl Rose? Didn't he made some, some like he was newsworthy recently, right?
It is so beautiful what's happening with Guns N' Roses right now, because I happen to be writing a book called Welcome to My Jungle. It's my days with Guns N' Roses, and it's my story and what really happened on the road. And since Axl will never write a book, this is the closest thing people are going to get to seeing what happened with Axl on the road, because he'll never write a book. So what's happening now is Axl told me a long time ago, I have 2 dreams in life. One of them is to play the Rose Bowl, and the second one was to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, he'll deny he said that, but I totally remember him saying that way back in 1990-something. And it was funny. They played the Rose Bowl when I was with them. Great show in front of 4.8 billion people or something. It was an amazing concert. Wow. And that was one of his accomplishments, and it was really cool. Axl Rose Bowl, so that was kind of cool. And then the second one, going to the Hall of Fame, well, we all know that Guns N' Roses isn't together anymore. So it's really, they just did it. He wrote a letter to the Hall of Fame committee and saying that, look, I appreciate everything being announced into the Hall of Fame, and I truly appreciate it, but I will not be attending the Hall of Fame awards ceremony because we're not together anymore. I believe in moving forward and all that. It was actually a very nice letter, but it is kind of upsetting because it would be so cool for them to just get back together for that one concert, at least one, get together, let bygones be bygones, and see what happens. But All the other guys were there except for Izzy, who was the rhythm guitarist, the original rhythm guitarist, Dizzy, the keyboard player, Izzy and Dizzy, and then Axel. Dizzy didn't come because he's still with Axel in the new band, in the new Guns N' Roses band, and but everyone else showed up. So it was kind of cool, but it wasn't perfect. You know, it's kind of a shame. But he's in the news, and my book's going to be coming out soon. So the more he stays in the news, the more money I get. So it's kind of
Right on.
Hey, by the way, Mobile Mary is in the house, and she said, "Nice hat, Craig."
All right, so here's the deal with the hat. I went golfing, and I have hat hair. So I can't, I mean, I still have hair, but it's just like flat. So I said, all right, I got to wear this. And Brian said it was okay, so I'm wearing it.
I said, right on. Yeah, and by
Brian
the
said
way,
it's okay, I could go gangster today.
that album thing gave me nightmares. That thing that you have hanging on your wall. That was.
I know. Where was that? That was at like Prosper Now, right?
Yeah, yeah. When you were a panelist, basically, I was
Yeah.
helping Craig by working at his table. And when he was in presenting or watching, I was glued to that thing. And he said, I would
I said,
die.
Brian,
I would die if I
said,
lost
Brian,
this.
I said, Brian, can you just watch this? You just hang out here for a couple of minutes. I got to go inside and speak on stage. Can you just watch this? And he was so nervous because it is priceless. I mean, I can never replace it. So the poor guy was like stressing. You know, I got to watch this thing. Don't touch anybody.
Well,
Hey,
talk
so
about
Mary
the.
wants to know if Titleist is your sponsor.
Yes, Titleist is my new sponsor, and they give me lots of money to wear hats. I wish. No, my sponsors are the celebrity creators, aren't they?
There we go. Soon to be today's leading experts. Hey, we know you're
that's
the
right.
we know you're the rock star marketing dude. Everybody gets that, except for those that are watching you for
Yeah.
the first time. But there's a lot of buzz and talk, and there always has been. And I think it's one of the first things you came out with when you became the rock star dude. But because Kathy and I saw you long ago, it's the first time we ever saw you was in L.A. Your friend Robert Finkelstein set up an event, and that's where we met you. And what you talked about
Wealth
there,
Builders Summit.
yeah, and what you talked about there was basically how to write a small book in 30 days. Tell us how that program came to be. How did you come up with something like write a book in 30 days?
30 days, but that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's off the charts crazy.
I know, right? So that James Malinchak seminar I went to, you know, I was writing this 300-page marketing Bible. I was going to write the Bible of marketing, 300 pages long or 400 pages, whatever it was going to be. And in 6 years, I think I wrote 20 pages, and it was awful, and it just wasn't getting done. So I went to the seminar, like I said, and I got really motivated that day to do something. So I went home, and I decided I'm going to write small books so I can get them done. So I wrote Marketing Your Small Business on a Shoestring Budget, Creating Wealth on a Shoestring Budget, all these 4 shoestring budget books. So I wrote 4 small 96-page books in like 9 weeks. So what happened was after I wrote those 4 books in 9 weeks, everyone was asking me, how the heck did you write 4 books in 9 weeks? And I started telling people what I did. And my wife, Natasha, actually said, you know, you're telling all these people what you did. Why don't you create some little system? Because she always tells me that she came up with the idea, and I don't remember this, but I believe her because she's my muse. She thinks of everything, Natasha. She's old. So she come up with a system. So all I did, you know, I teach this in my seminars: do something and then tell everyone how you did it. It's like a coaching program. So I basically wrote down how the heck I wrote 4 books in 9 weeks, and I came up with a 30-day system. Day 1, you do this. Day 2, you do this. Day 3, you do this. And there's literally, in the 30 days, you get 4 days off even. So it's really 26 days. So, and it's also self-publishing it in between writing it. So in 30 days, you should be able to have a full book ready to go to the printer, and then it takes another 3 weeks to print after that. And what's happened is, because I've taken the overwhelm away of writing a book, everyone gets so overwhelmed. Everyone wants to write a book, but everyone's like, where do I start? How do I, what happens after the first page? All right, I got the first page down, now what, you know? And so I kind of took the overwhelm away, walk them through a system. Day 1, like I said, you do this. Day 2, you do this, da-da-da-da. And in 30 days, they have a book. And in the last, I think it's like almost 3 years now, maybe 2 3/4 years, 145 people have written a book. 145 non-authors. These were people that have never written a book before, and they wrote a book about whatever they're doing now. And so,
Including your beautiful wife, Natasha. She wrote a book as well.
She wrote a book, Modeling Secrets Revealed, and her new book is called, oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, no, that's not it. Hold on. Hold on. I have her book here. What I know so far? No. Why didn't anyone tell me this? Why didn't anyone tell me this? And it was written initially for her kids, for our kids. Like, she wanted to tell them what to expect in life, but as she was writing it, it became a book for kids and for grown-up kids. So it's for people too. So she just finished it.
Nice.
She's getting testimonials from Barbara DeAngelis and Rick Frischman and Craig Duswalt, and so it's going to, the book cover was just finished. The book is just finished, going to printers soon. So she's got 2 books out.
Well, the other really cool thing about your book writing program in 30 days isn't just
Am I moving too much? Is this driving you crazy when I do this?
Doesn't bother us.
Well, the thing about it is, I don't know. We'll take a poll and ask our viewers if it's making them dizzy.
I can't sit still. I want to run around the stage.
You're not. We took you off camera from now until the end of the show, so it's okay.
Okay, good. All right, that's great.
But what I found really cool about your nice. Hey, well, there goes our next guest.
No one's ever
you'll never get another.
Never get another one.
Another guest again. Craig has screwed everything up. We're done. Well, this is the last Celebrity Creator Show because your new show is going to be called Today's Leading Experts anyway. So
that means you have to come on again, and there won't be no nose picking, and no hats.
No nose picking.
But really, what I found really cool, in addition to your 30-day write a book program, wasn't that you just show people how to write a book in 30 days, not just the organization of chapters and all the other things. I'm not going to go into the details and give it all away here, but you also provide every resource they need from start to finish to get it printed, the artwork, the cover, the ISDN number, everything from point A to point Z. So it's not just, here, write a book, now go find somewhere to print it. He provides everything you need to know in it. It is 100% all-inclusive. You don't have to do anything but just follow along and you'll have your book written. It's really cool.
The self-publishing is actually the best part of the system because, you could write the book, but then so many people are like, okay, now what do I do? Like, how do I get this printed? What is it called to print it? What kind of a printer prints this? What goes on page 1? What goes on page 3? Where's the copyright go? How do I put my website on the bottom? What the ISBN number on the back? How do you get an ISBN number? How do you create the barcode? How do you get testimonial? All that stuff. So all that is included in the price as well. So it's one big system that you could write a book and do everything, and you will have a finished product. That's the good thing about it, is it's easy to do. And you guys, your book's coming out soon, right?
Oh yeah, hot off the press.
Good.
It's coming.
All right, great.
You know, the thing that I want to ask is this, because some people don't know. Writing a book, is that important? If
No,
you're gonna be,
not at all.
No, but I mean, is it important if you plan on being a speaker? Would you suggest that that's a must-have to be a speaker? And what did writing a book do for your speaking career? Did it help?
Oh yeah. I mean, I joke about it, but it is the most important thing to do because for some strange reason, as soon as you have a book and as soon as your name is on a book and your face is on a book, for some strange reason, you're an immediate celebrity and expert in your field, and everyone now takes you serious. So when I was trying to be a speaker, if I didn't have a book, I had a book right away. So I got on stages right away because everyone assumed that I knew what I was talking about because I had a book. So it just takes you immediately to expert or celebrity status immediately when you have a book. But I have changed one thing, because I did say in the beginning that having a book was the most important thing, and I still think it's one of the most important things, but I have a new system coming out next month where I truly believe now, and I'm not going to say this because I have one, but I'm saying this because of what's happened in the last 2 years, but having a radio show and you guys, like a TV show, this is what people want to see. They want to actually see people and hear people. So a book is great for the expert and something tangible to hold. But a radio show, TV show, or something along those lines is more important now because it's so doable. I mean, it's inexpensive to get on your show, and it's for the bang for the buck is so worth it. And same thing with radio. It's not that expensive to have an internet radio show and get that going. So while I think book is hugely important and necessary, and if you don't have one, you're not playing the game, and everyone knows that you're not playing the game as far as speaking. So if you're a speaker, you got to have a book, but you also need, I believe, a radio show and some sort of television presence as well. But book is huge. It's easy to do, very inexpensive to do. I've kind of taken the overwhelm way to do it, so you should just do it.
Well, you know, the thing with a radio show and a TV show like we have, people oftentimes think, and I'm going to kind of move into just cutting videos and putting videos out there, period. But being on a radio show or having a live TV show like we do, it doesn't have to be perfect, right?
Nope.
And I think that sometimes, and won't you agree, that people feel like their hair's going to be just right, they've, you know, everything's got to be perfect, or even when you're on the radio show, everything's got to be just like lined up. And I think that sometimes some of the best things are just going with the flow and putting it out there, because all in all, people want to connect with real people,
You know,
right?
that's-
So it doesn't matter if we're not perfect.
That's an awesome point, Kathy, because that's exactly what we did, and thanks to you, because I was Mr. Analytical, always being perfect, you know, everything had to be just right. Had a really slow, cruddy laptop with a horrible camera. Go back and look at show number 1 in our list of past shows, and you'll see what we're talking about with the video like looking like strobe lights and the sound horrible, but it didn't matter. We just started. Just do it, like Nike.
Yep.
Like Craig just said, just show up. Just start. It doesn't have to be polished or perfect, because guess what? How many people are going to be watching in the early days? Not very many. Mom, dad, maybe brother, sister. And then they're going to leave and go watch the rest of the game while you're on. So
and that's what people do. They get so exactly. They get so hung up on making it perfect, and I believe the reason they do that is because they're so afraid to go out there and do something that they're using that as their crutch. Well, this isn't ready yet, so I can't do that. So I did the same thing. I threw myself out there. It was the wrong brand. I was wearing a suit and tie. But if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have found this brand. And I say always lose control of your marketing. Like, I had a show today, your 100th show, and I could easily say, oh no, my hair is not ready for the show.
My hair is not perfect.
What am I going to do? And I said, I'll just leave my hat on. I'm sure no one's going to say, I'm so offended Craig wore a hat today for the show. So once again, you're right. I'm a real person. We're real people. And, you know, I had a bad hair day, so I'm wearing a hat. So it's not a big deal. And I think that is so true in everything. Now, of course, if you're going to be on the Oprah show, you might want to look kind of nice for that. But for this type of a thing,
So what are you saying?
or this type of a,
What are you saying?
getting videos.
What are you saying?
I mean, we're so used to seeing
Hey.
you finally coiffed. I mean, it was a bit of a shock.
We'll have you know.
Yeah, I know, right?
We'll have you know that the Rick Frischman actually said that we were better than Oprah. In fact, he said
I never
Oprah.
said you weren't.
To quote, he said Oprah sucks compared to these guys. I've actually got his testimonial loaded up. We can watch it right now if you want it. But
See, I would never say that, because I know your audience is vast and wide, and just in case Oprah's watching right now, I don't want to be shunned from her show forever, because
She probably is.
I
I'm
know.
sure she is.
that's what I'm saying. Because Rick
Yeah.
Frischman, here, it's 6 degrees of Kathy and Brian. So Rick Frischman was on your show, which means Rick Frischman is always watched by Oprah. So somehow Oprah's watching the show, and she heard the rock star was coming on today, so I'm sure she's on right
It's
now.
a
Oh, yeah.
given.
It's what happened. So back to lose control of your marketing. Yes, nothing should be perfect. I mean, there's people that I have the Rockstar Radio Network now, and there's a bunch of people that have radio shows, and their first shows were awful. I mean, I can name names, but I won't. But a lot of people that you know, that I know, and they'll say their first show, oh my gosh, kill me now, just get it off the air. But if they didn't do that show, and they didn't do the second show and the third show, they wouldn't be where they are now, and they're all doing amazing shows now. Sorry, I had to scratch. So it's just amazing what happens, and that's how you grow. I always say, think like a 5-year-old. The 5-year-old wouldn't be afraid to do things. Just throw yourself out there and see what happens. And they're not afraid to ask questions. So lose control of your marketing, and you'll be much more successful without making it perfect before it goes out.
And people are throwing out squirrel. Someone just said squirrel.
Here's my squirrel.
Do you have
my
one?
squirrel's at the office. My squirrel's at the office. I don't have my squirrel.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm looking for my squirrel. He's here.
You know what? One of the things that
I saved the squirrel a couple of months ago. I told you that.
will this work? We got a
no,
little
you want to
animal
know
here.
something? Oh gosh. Oh, that's not a squirrel. That's a beaver.
That looks like the thing that I saved, actually.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we've lost control.
Yes, we've lost control. You know what? One thing that I think that we do need to bring to everybody's attention, for those of you who have not met Craig, have not been to one of his fabulous Rockstar System for Success boot camps,
That's crazy.
we need to let everybody know how they can connect, because you've got another one coming up in September.
Dude.
Brian, why don't we share with everybody about what Craig's got coming up here pretty soon?
Absolutely. He's got his fabulous Rockstar Marketing Bootcamp coming up yet again in September. What were the dates on that again, Craig?
19 to 23.
19th to the 23rd. So the way to get access to the information, and he always adds to it as he's acquiring his guests and Rockstar guests, and he's got all these celebrities, literally, that show up. Click on the banner beneath. Don't do it right now, though, because that'll take you away from the show, and you won't see Craig in his hat. So click on the banner below after the show's over, and that will take you directly to his Rockstar Marketing Bootcamp page, where you can get a ticket right now, dirt cheap. He has a special running right now. I just looked earlier today. You can get it for free. No, not quite free, but it's pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you can see Craig. We've got his picture on our page here with the book surrounding him. Nice, handsome shot. No hat. You notice that one? Click right on his nose, and that will take you to his Facebook page, so you can get connected with him on a more personal level, if you so choose to, now that you've seen him in a hat. But we've got
and that offer that they saw on the website is only good, like, for when's it? 5 more
5
days.
more minutes.
okay, and it is April 17th, 2012, just to be precise. So until the 24th, you're saying is good.
I am saying to the 22nd.
Oh, okay, just checking.
And Craig, going to one of Craig's events is almost like becoming addicted to crack. So those that have been on before, we know you're going to want to come back.
We have been to his boot camp 5 times. I think we should get a prize for that. We're always running the prizes up to the stage. I think we should get a prize.
Yeah, you guys should get a prize.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I should buy you a TV, right?
Yeah.
So that we can throw it out of the hotel window.
No, bad idea.
No, okay.
Yes, I know. You guys have been to 5, and this is going to be number 8.
But
September will be number 8.
seriously, for all watching, it was 5 days. I think you're dropping it down to like 4.5, 4.25 days.
It's 4.5.
It's absolutely chock full of information. Yes, you go through information overload, but that's okay. There's so much information, you can pick and choose what is appropriate for your business and where you are in your walk with your business and creation. He's got guest speakers that are phenomenal each and every time. Celebrity guests, rock star guests for entertainment. It just nonstop party, if you will, but in a very professional business, and it's always moving forward. You see what kind of energy Craig has right now? Well, not this second, because now he's leaning back and resting, but he is an energetic guy that will keep you on the edge of your seat the entire 4.5, 5 days, whatever his boot camp goes. I think he's doing a 2-week one next year, right?
Yeah, I'll be dead doing that.
Yeah, but
after 5 days, I sleep for a while.
But it is incredible. Can't recommend it enough. Obviously, we've been to it 5 times, so that should be enough testimony right there. Right on. Kathy, back to you.
Right on.
I was just going to say, Craig, talk to us a little bit about joint ventures and how important you think that plays into the whole process of entrepreneurialism.
Well, it's really funny because joint ventures now is a huge thing for me because, but it's an interesting, it's huge, but it's dangerous, I'll just say, because I always think everyone should joint venture with people like Chicken Soup for the Soul had a great little system there. They had a bunch of people write stories in their books, and they were able to churn out 5 million books because they had a bunch of people writing books basically for them. So joint venturing like that is good. I always bring up the what's his name, David Bowie and Bing Crosby thing. They joint ventured together, and that was a huge, great idea for the rock and roll industry. David Bowie got to go to Bing Crosby's audience. Bing Crosby went to David Bowie's audience. I'm talking about The Drummer Boy. It was sung back in the 80s or something, and 2 totally different genres got together, and then they each had new fans. So I talk about that in my boot camps, that you should joint venture with people that are so far outside the box, not in your genre, and get together with them and do something creative to get more people to come to your database. So it's interesting now, though, when I first started as a speaker, I was looking for joint ventures and trying to partner with people, and now I have so many offers for joint ventures because now people are coming and they said, oh, I'll do this if I get to speak on your stage and da-da-da, because I have 500 people coming in September, and I had 400 people this one and 500 at them. I mean, I'm only allowed 500. We'll probably get more. It's going crazy. So now everyone wants to partner. So now I have to be careful because I have to say what makes sense for me to partner with people. How can I use like a very famous speaker? They can speak on my stage if I can speak on their stage. So I'm trying to use the joint venture thing very carefully now, but it's a totally different thing than it was 3 months ago, where I was like, yes, I'll joint venture with you, and yes, I'll joint venture with you. And now you got to kind of be careful because it does take a whole other thing on. So, but it's great. I'm speaking in a week and a half at T. Harv Ekker's Guerrilla Business School event, Peak Potential.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, and that'll be my second time there. They actually brought me back, which is really cool. So I'm speaking at Guerrilla Business School on April 27th, and that's a joint venture that I would do all day long because they have 800 people come to their events, you know, so that's going to be good. So I'm looking for stuff like that, you know, big time speakers that, you know, if Tony Robbins is out there, you know,
well, he watches too, Craig. So
yes,
I mean,
I know.
go for it.
You know, they're probably watching it together.
That's right.
They've done shows together. But it is huge. It's a great way to build your database. You know, joint venturing with people. I know Brian's joint venturing with people in another company.
You know, you said you stated.
I know Kathy joint ventures with people.
You stated
Everyone joint ventures with people. It's great.
Joint venturing is absolutely a phenomenal way to expand your brand.
Yeah.
And to grow your business, you know, and to be involved in several businesses. So it's, it's a very positive.
And that's what I'm doing now. The three of us are in Visalis. It's a network marketing group, and I tend to, well, I'm in 5 network marketing groups, but 4 of them I use as business. I'm in prepaid legal I use for business. I am in Send Out Cards I use for business. I am in Talk Fusion I use for business. And I have Melaleuca because my wife gets all the products because she, household products that I don't want to say don't cause cancer because she had cancer and we're careful about the household products. We use Melaleuca. And Visalis is another company that is a health company, health and wellness thing. And I started getting into that because outside the box marketing, I wanted to tie myself to a large group of passionate people about a product. So I joined Visalis and I go to their conventions and I do their things, and I'm able now, and they bring me on stage now, and I'm going to be talking this Sunday in Temecula, California for a Visalis thing. And it's just a way to funnel people from that passionate group. We all have something like-minded together, and to bring them to the boot camp and teach them how to, you know, do your business, whatever that is, better by thinking outside the box. So it's really cool. Joint venturing is the key to everything, and I think.
And having multiple streams of income is a nice thing too, because if you put everything you've got into one and you only have one, and something should happen to that one, you're left holding the bag, so to speak. So it's very.
But yeah, and that is true. Multiple streams of income, but then again, people start doing multiple streams of income and lose focus.
Sure.
Yes.
See, that's a dangerous thing. See, I'm doing Visalis for one reason only, to build up my Rockstar brand. It's not, it is multiple streams of income, don't get me wrong, but I really had the intention of going to big events and networking with a lot of people at one time. And that's why I do it. So you have to be careful of the multiple streams of income about focusing, and you're both nodding because you know what I'm talking about.
You know, yeah, it doesn't take much, particularly when you're entrepreneurial and creative, as we all are, you know, in different ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't take much to kick us off into a direction and take us away from where our true passion and purpose lies.
I agree. And it happens all the time. Happens all the time.
Yeah, it creates
and then
hurting.
You wake up and go, oh my gosh, what happened?
I know, right? I just lost my business. My main business is now gone. What happened?
What was I doing?
You said that all this started in 2008. You were sitting in the back of the room somewhere and watching Malinchak, and then suddenly, now we are only 4 years later. You're filling massive boot camps. I mean, these are massive for someone just in 4 years, with 400 plus people, going to 5, and you just mentioned that you're running out of room, which means you need another venue, my brother, like Coliseum or something a little bigger. But what do you attribute this, like, this is a skyrocket to success. I mean, 4 years is nothing to get where you are. What do you attribute, if there's one thing you could think of, one main primary thing, it could be mindset, physical thing, whatever, what would you attribute that skyrocket to success to?
It is one thing specifically, and I have these rock star rules that I talk about, and we're not going to go into that tonight because there's too many. Because there's like 4,000 rules now. But no, I'm kidding. But I did 7 things that really helped me go from 0 to 60 really, really fast. One of them was remove clutter. I truly believe in getting rid of all the clutter, but there's a bunch of little things. But the main one is, and it's so simple to do, and it's actually sometimes free, is to just show up. And I talk about it all the time, and people just, it's such a nothing little thing, but it is so huge. Say hi to Natasha, everybody.
Hello, Natasha.
Hi, Natasha.
Oh, look at this. I just want to show everyone what's happening right now. My lovely wife made dinner and brought it to me.
You are so sweet.
I can't eat it for 18 more minutes.
Oh, you don't want to add this.
No, just leave it there.
Okay.
No,
that gives a whole new meaning to dinner and a show, you know?
I love it. She's so great.
I love that too, because I wait on my husband like that. So I'm glad to see, Natasha, that warms the cockles of my heart that there's another woman out there that waits on her man.
She does. Well, it's because I wait on her so much that she has to.
Yeah.
Can you turn the camera on her so we can see her, please?
She's rolling her eyes.
Oh, are those the crickets in the background?
Those are crickets.
Hey, Natasha, that looked pretty good. I could be over there in about an hour, you know.
It's turkey cutlets, and
my kids said that it's their favorite.
I'll have a carrot. Anyway, this is live TV. You gotta love it.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, what the heck were we talking about?
Gosh. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I'm hungry now. Forget it.
I know.
The just show up reason.
Oh, show up. So my wife just showed up with dinner, and that's how this works. No. I truly believe that showing up is the easiest thing in the world to do, but most people don't do it. And I'll give you 2 examples of what happened last year. I was guest speaking at 2 different places. So this happened 2 times last year, and to bring people to an event this year. So I'm guest speaking at these events, and there were 2 gentlemen at 2 different events that came up to me after the event. I always make an offer. If you want to come to my boot camp and buy my package, you can do that for this price, and that's how I get people to come to my boot camp. Well, 2 times last year, because we are in a recession and I understand things are tough, 2 gentlemen in their 40s, 50s, or 60s came up to me and said, I so loved what you spoke about today. Oh my gosh, it resonated with me, and I really want to go to your boot camp so bad, but I have nothing. I can't even provide for my family. It's just so hard right now, and I think your boot camp would change everything in my life, but I just can't do it right now, and I so wish I could go. And something I never give out free anymore, because I'll talk about that in a minute. Free is just hard. My point of the story, we'll get to why free is bad, but I said to myself, something happened that day where these 2 people, 2 different days, just hit me harder than usual. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do something. I will do something. I never do this, and I really don't. But I will give you a free ticket to my boot camp, and you can come in March. No, it was for September 2011. And I did that twice to 2 different gentlemen, and both of them were like, thank you so much. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe what you're doing. This is the greatest thing. My life is going to change. I'm going to get everything in order now, and when I show up for that boot camp, I'm going to have everything ready to go, and then you're going to help me take me to the next level. Thank you so much. And I said, but because I'm giving you a free ticket, I guarantee you're not going to show up. And he's like, oh, Craig, that's ridiculous. I mean, there's no way I wouldn't show up. I'm definitely going to be there. You can count on it. I write it in blood. One guy said, I'll write it in blood for you. Da, 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 da. And I said, no, that would be great. I hope to see you there. And I'm not joking. 2 people didn't show up for that boot camp, and they were those 2 guys.
Wow.
And what it is because there's nothing invested. And I heard this from so many other people, but I just wouldn't believe it because I'm like, who would do that? You have an opportunity to be with 400 like-minded people. Things will change that day. Things will change that day. And they both woke up that day probably and said, you know what, I'm a little tired. Don't really have anything invested in it, so I'm just not going to go. And they both didn't show up. And I emailed them after because I'm like, I can't believe. And they were both like, you know, it was a tough weekend for me. I was so sad the whole weekend. And I'm like, you know, what can you do? You try to lead them to the water.
Times. I mean, it was miserable.
And it's just, and it makes me so sad because I honestly, I'm looking at both of you in the eyes. Honestly, I wish I could give away free tickets to my boot camp because I make my money in selling the coaching and offering coaching in the mastermind. I would give away free tickets to my boot camp all day long. But what would happen? No one would show up. I'd have an empty audience. I'd be talking to myself, and I don't like talking to myself. But when people invest in themselves, that's when they say, okay, I invested a lot of money when I went to that first seminar. I bought 2 programs that were a lot of money. It was $20,000. My wife just fell down. No, $20,000. And I said to myself, the reason why I'm successful is because I invested that much money. Because I said, if I invest that much money and I don't do it, I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. So it made me say, I have to do this. Otherwise, I just wasted $20,000. So that's why I think people need to invest in whatever they want to do, and they'll become successful so much faster. So much faster.
Well, you know, I just shared my story about that just a few months ago at Marianne's event.
Right.
And it's something that Brian and I have talked about, I would say, if not every show, just about every show, about how important it is to attend events, number one, and to show up when you commit to be there. The very first event, so we've been to 5 years, the very first event that we went to of yours, and I flew down from Northern California, my husband, Mike, was unemployed at the time. I wanted to go so bad. And so, you know, not a lot of people do, that I have this huge baseball, football, hockey, and basketball card collection. So to come to that first event, because we absolutely did not have the money for the airplane ticket, for the hotel, for the ticket to come to your event, I sold a Wayne Gretzky card, I sold a Joe Montana, and a Derek Jeter card.
Wow.
So that's what I sold. You know, I love eBay, and I play on that now just because it trips my trigger to sell something, even if it's for $5 because people bid on it. I just think it's fabulous. But that's what I did. I put these cards out there and sold them, and it was really interesting because I had to have a certain amount of money. You know, enough for the airfare, enough for the hotel and the ticket and everything. And so I just put it up there that I needed this money, and I put these cards out, and I actually ended up with $1 more than what I needed. That was it.
Love it.
I didn't have any extra spending money. So Brian and I ended up eating bologna and cheese sandwiches because he was a little short on cash at the time as well, and we could not afford to eat in the hotel restaurant. So
well, no one can.
So Karen made bologna and cheese sandwiches, and we ate that and fruit and whatever. But that's how important it was for us to be there and to show up. So when you tell me stories that here you've gifted somebody and they can't because of whatever the reason is, you know, you have to have that kind of passion in your heart and that kind of desire to want more and better for whatever it is that you're doing. So
and look what you guys have done. Look what you guys have done since then. Not just because of me, just because of all the networking now, all the people that you guys know. I mean, it's crazy how many people you know just from attending one boot camp, because all the legs now. You went to this one and go to this one, and Author 101 and Rick Frischman and Tom Antion and Jay, you know, all these people that you know now because of showing up one time, and you guys continue to show up, and that's the key. And that's what I do. I show up all the time and I speak everywhere because you want to stay in people's consciousness.
Here we are. In fact,
We
you know
are.
what I think what we need to do? We were talking about a cardboard cutout of you. I'm thinking that if we can't attend every event, we just need to do a cardboard cut and ship it, and we need to just have somebody put it out there.
I agree. And can I take that one further, please?
Sure.
I would like your backgrounds to have my banner behind you, Rockstar Marketing Bootcamp, for all your shows. That would be great.
I think we need to do like a Where's Waldo thing. We need to just be
Yeah.
like everywhere, just little cutouts.
Where's Craig?
I can
There
drop
he
an
is. He's
advertising
so-
contract, no problem. We'll work something out.
That's good, Brian.
Yeah.
I like.
We learned from
We're
the best,
easy,
baby.
We're not cheap.
That's right.
Right on. And you know what Kathy described there, that is the epitome, that is the absolute definition of just show up. I mean,
Yeah.
there's two people that were struggling at that moment financially, but did what it took, showed up. And you cannot quantify the value that you place, not only in the seminar and what you learn from it itself, but as Craig pointed out, all the context, the networking is unquantifiably valuable. You just cannot put a dollar
And-
figure on it. And the
And let
friends
me
you
add
make.
this.
It's-
There's showing up, and then there's showing up.
Right.
Now, Brian and Kathy are also, they show up to the events, and that part's great. But what Brian and Kathy do that makes it better is, I had 400 people to choose from that can bring prizes on stage, because you get time on stage, and people say, oh my gosh, those are the ones that do the prizes, and you're known for it. Everyone looks forward, what are Brian and Kathy going to do this year? So I literally give them one word. Like one year I said disco, this year, disco. Last year I said Rocky. The one before that, I forget what it was. But
was
whatever
Secret
it was.
Agent.
What was it?
The secret agent.
Oh, Secret Agent. And they take it to the next level. They show up with outfits and hair. Brian, where's your hair?
I got it right here.
Hair. Disco hair. Kathy
And
has
teeth.
teeth.
And
Teeth.
Kathy has teeth. We all know.
Hey,
So,
sugar pie.
okay, take those off. I can't watch you like that.
Okay.
So they also show up when they're showing up, and they go above and beyond. And when that happens is, the first year they did it, I just said, can you do something like this? Took it to a whole new level, and it's become this tradition at every event. What are Kathy and Brian going to do this time when they come down the aisle? And the best one was this year. The disco thing was amazing. They turned the lights off. They had flashlights behind them. They brought a disco ball in, and they were both. It was amazing. So you guys really show up, and that's the key. I mean, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just you were at the thing. Now show up at the event and stand out from everybody else in the place. And I'm sure people talk to you like crazy for all 5 days.
One of
Well, I'm
the
going to tell you this last one.
yeah.
This last one, nobody knew.
Nobody recognized
Nobody
us.
knew that was us.
Oh, because you had the stuff
Like
on.
we're
it.
talking, and they're like going, you know what? I haven't seen you around here. Have you been here the whole time? And we're like going,
Yeah.
the ones that and they're like, oh,
Yeah, like
wow,
Kent,
yeah.
Kent, the staff member that
real.
had the goatee as well. He kept coming back to me and saying, "Everyone keeps telling me what a great job I'm doing dancing. I don't get it," because they thought it was him. It was so funny.
I love it.
So I'm going to say this. Another dear friend. This is really cool. Linda P. Jones. You know her, Craig.
I know Linda very
And
well.
this is what's so exciting about this, because we met Linda at the same Wealth Builder event that we met you
Right.
at. So we've
Yeah.
known Linda at the same time. Linda is known as America's Wealth Mentor, and I'm going to give her a plug. She has got her event coming up the end of June, the 28th, 29th, and 30th of June.
I'm looking
So
at my
you
calendar.
have- Yeah, you've got to, but you should come. You and Natasha need to come to her event. It is fabulous, fabulous. Going
I
to be
might
down in
be
San
before.
Diego.
Okay.
If you didn't catch the link, I'll make sure you get another one. But she is asking, have you ever considered simulcasting your events?
No. I don't, Linda, because of numerous reasons. I truly believe that I'm from the theater. I have a theater background. And when you go see a show live in a theater, it is very powerful. And as soon as you videotape that show and you put it on a screen, it is totally 100% different than the experience of everybody in the room. My funnel is getting everyone to come to my event because it's a rock star brand, and I truly believe that it needs to be concert-like. So because my brand is Rockstar, I drive everyone to the event. I love the live event. I will never do a simulcast, and I'll never even sell a DVD package of my seminar.
Interesting. Great
Well,
question, Linda.
That just was a whole ball of wax.
I know. But if your funnel is driving people to your live event, you know, it's just, that's my funnel. Otherwise, everyone would just stay home and just watch it on the thing. I love the live. I love interacting with people. That's where I shine, I think. And interacting on a screen is so much harder than the other way. I understand the need for it because some people can't travel sometime, and I get it. But that's my funnel. So.
And just to throw this out there too, our friend Susie with Sizzle is here watching and saying hi to Craig. And
I know Susie.
You know Susie, and Carol Shockley was on, but she's headed off to go have dinner with Jason Nast for a gig tonight. And,
oh, very nice.
And Mary B. and the the other Rockstar dudes hanging out with us tonight. They're all on. So.
Oh, and
Yeah.
but Susie also requested, Kathy, that you put your teeth back in. She loves them.
I know she did, and I'm not putting my...
I can't talk.
Tomorrow, honey.
I can't talk to Kathy with those teeth in. Kathy did this great birthday video for me, and the whole video was with her teeth in, and I had to turn it off. I'm like, stop! It's not Kathy. No,
that was ugly.
It's not Kathy.
It's hysterical.
That was ugly.
You can never be ugly, Kathy, but the teeth.
Well, no, I mean, I had black hair and I had a big bandana, and then these teeth that looked like I had broccoli in between them.
I think you even put broccoli in them.
It could fit.
Yeah. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on.
God bless you.
God
bless you.
It worked.
Just a sec, I've got to clean my screen off here.
No, I went down. Come on. Is that live
Goodness.
TV or what?
That is live TV.
All right, real quick, we have 2 minutes left. Can you believe it? Let's do
Oh,
one
what
last
happens
question. I don't know if I've even heard the answer to this one. You talk about in your Rockstar book about brand on the run. What does that mean? 2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes. I'll just give you a 1 minute version, then we can talk about something completely different after. And it's really nothing. It's just branding while you dress. It's branding all the time. Whenever you're out in public, whenever you're seen, whenever you go to seminars, dress the way your brand should be dressed. So my brand is Rockstar. So even when it's hard because I'd love to wear sweats in the hotel. And I did the other day. Remember, Brian?
Yes,
at Maurice's
I do.
Event, I came down in sweats. And I had my hat on and I had sweats on, and no one knew it was me because I wanted to go in, get something, and leave. And then Brian points me out. Oh, it's Craig!
Yeah.
I didn't know. But whenever I'm at events and I wear the Rockstar garb and the wild jacket and, you know, the crosses and stuff like that, they know, okay, that's that. Even if they don't know who I am, they're like, that's that Rockstar speaker. He's coming up next or something. So I just tell people the brand, whatever your brand is. Glenn Morshower, we all know Glenn.
Yep.
As soon as he started flying, he's played Aaron Pierce on 24, and he always wore a suit. And as soon as he started flying, wearing a suit, dressing like Aaron Pierce dressed, everyone recognized him. And he started getting speaking gigs because he would tell people, I'm going to speak at this event. And so now when he travels, he wears the suit that Aaron Pierce would wear so he can get more speaking gigs. And it's really funny. He used to wear sweats, and everyone would be like, I think that's him, but I'm not sure. So brand whenever you're in public and you get more gigs or whatever you want to get. You know.
Very good. Very good.
Well, I've got, talking about sweats, when I was flying back the last time, standing behind me in the security line, of all things, in Southwest Airlines was Smokey Robinson. And he had sweats on and a baseball cap.
But I think Smokey's famous enough where he could get away with anything.
But you know, when I looked at him, it was his eyes, because his eyes are amazing.
Yeah. He
And
wears
he's a
sweats
lot shorter in
I've seen
person.
him a couple of times.
Yeah, I was really surprised, but that's how he was dressed. So
Did you try to get him for my boot camp?
I was gonna say.
no, I didn't.
Come on, Kathy.
Dang, I could. I'll just call him. No big deal.
All right, just call Smokey.
I'm sure he's 6 degrees away from us in some way too. So
Absolutely.
no problemo. Well, you know what I got to tell you, we are like right at the time. What an amazing. What an amazing show. And absolutely
I love
fabulous.
you
You are
guys.
celebrating 100.
It's like
100.
American Idol, dial 100.
And congratulations on your 100th, though. That's
Thank
awesome.
you so
That's
much.
staying
Thank,
power.
thank you so much, because you have been so
Cheers.
instrumental in mentoring us. I mean, we used to be called, oh, there we go, cheers to the ketchup. We used to be called the Internet Citadel Show when we first started
That's
out. And I'll
right.
never forget the day when you said to us, what the
hell
hell
is
does
Internet
Internet
Citadel?"
Citadel mean? And what does it have to do with the TV show on entrepreneurs?
I remember
So, yeah. So we just thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of the love that you've given us and the mentoring that you have done for us. And thank you for gracing us once again,
that.
our 100th show.
Love you guys.
And you just have to promise to come back when we are the leading experts for real, and so we can have you on one of each. Be perfect.
I love it.
All right, for all that are watching, we appreciate you for coming and hanging with us to celebrate our big 100, the 100th airing of the Celebrity Creator Show. Well, combined with Internet Citadel, but it's our brand now. Well, was. And we are moving on. Craig, thanks again. Kathy, wonderful getting back with you once again on another great show. Be sure to hit the register button above if you're watching on celebritycreators.com so that you can be notified when our next show airs. That's it for now. We love y'all. Good night.
Bye for now.